Have you ever woken up in the morning and thought, my knees feel a bit stiffer than they used to? Or maybe you've noticed that climbing the stairs leaves you a little more breathless these days. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. But here's the good news. What if I told you that just 20 minutes a day could help turn that around? Not only that, it could actually add more life to your years and maybe even more years to your life. Today, we're talking about something simple, something we've all been doing since we were toddlers, walking. But after 70, it's not just walking. It's about walking with purpose, with a plan. And the best part? You don't need fancy equipment, a gym membership, or even perfect weather. Just you, a good pair of shoes, and 20 minutes a day. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. 20 minutes? That's it. But here's the thing, science backs this up. Studies show that regular walking lowers your risk of heart disease, keeps your joints moving smoothly, and even sharpens your mind. It's like a daily tune-up for your entire body. And today, I'll share 3 easy routines to make those 20 minutes work harder for you. Let's start with the first one, the one I like to call the morning mobility walk. Picture this. You wake up, stretch your arms overhead, and step outside into the fresh morning air. The goal here isn't speed or distance. It's about waking up your body. Start slow, really slow. Focus on how your feet touch the ground, heel, then toe. Swing your arms gently like you're gliding through water. Take deep breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth. This isn't a race, it's a ritual. Think of this as your body's morning coffee. It gets the blood flowing, loosens stiff joints, and sets a calm, positive tone for the day. My friend Margaret started doing this 6 months ago. She told me, I used to dread getting out of bed. Everything ached. Now, those 20 minutes are my favorite part of the day. And guess what? Her grandkids say she's back to beating them at board games. Now, let's talk about the second routine, the social stroll. Because walking doesn't have to be a solo mission. In fact, it's better when it's not. Grab a friend, a neighbor, or even your 4-legged companion. The key here is connection, chatting, laughing, sharing stories while you move. Research shows that social interaction is just as vital as physical activity for seniors. It lifts your mood, keeps your brain engaged, and makes the time fly by. My neighbor George walks every Tuesday with his old work buddies. He says it's his weekly therapy session, no couch required. And if you can't walk with someone, try listening to an audiobook or your favorite music. Let your mind wander somewhere joyful while your body does the work. Now, I want you to imagine something. Imagine a year from now. How do you want to feel? Lighter? Stronger? More like yourself again? Those 20 minutes a day aren't just about adding steps. They're about reclaiming your independence, your energy, your joy. And the best time to start? Today. Right now. Even if it's just a loop around your living room or a slow walk to the mailbox and back. So, what do you say? Tomorrow morning, let's lace up those shoes and take that first step together. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, day by day, for yourself. Because you're worth it. You know, after we chatted last time, I received so many lovely messages from folks who tried the morning mobility walk and the social stroll. One gentleman, Tom, wrote to say he'd started walking with his wife every evening. Turns out, he said, we've got more to talk about now than we did in 1985. But today, we're going to add a third routine to your toolbox. One that's all about building strength and confidence. I call it the Strength and Stability Walk. Now, don't let the name intimidate you. This isn't about lifting weights or doing push-ups. It's about using your walk to quietly, gently make your body more resilient. Because here's the truth. As we age, we lose muscle strength faster than we realize. And that can affect everything from our balance to how easily we get up from a chair. But the fix? It's simpler than you think. Let me show you. Start your walk just like you normally would, nice and easy. But every few minutes, add a tiny challenge. For example, take a slightly bigger step than usual, bend your front knee a bit more, and press through your heel as you move. If you need support, no shame in using a bench, a wall, or even a walking stick. This isn't about pushing yourself to the limit. It's about waking up those muscles that keep you steady. These micro movements are like secret weapons. They improve your balance, strengthen your legs, and help prevent falls, something we all want to avoid. My cousin Edna, who's 78, does this routine 3 times a week. She told me, "I used to hold onto the grocery cart for dear life. Now I zip through the aisles like I'm 60 again." Now, you might be thinking, what if I'm not steady enough for this? Totally valid. That's why I want you to remember, you're in charge. Adjust the moves to fit your body. If balancing on one foot feels too shaky today, try standing on your toes for a few seconds instead. If hills are daunting, walk on flat ground, but focus on pushing off with your back foot. The goal isn't to mimic anyone else. It's to feel a little stronger each time. See, Ruth here adds a few seated exercises halfway through her walk, gives her legs a break, but keeps the muscles engaged. At first, I thought, this'll never make a difference. But after a month, I could finally get up from the couch without groaning. Ruth's onto something. Strength isn't just about muscles. It's about believing in what your body can still do. And that brings me to a key point. Consistency beats intensity. You don't need to walk faster, longer, or harder. Just show up, add a few intentional moves, and let time work its magic. Oh, and before I go, I have a bonus tip. Ever heard of walking meetings? If you've got a phone call with a friend or family member, take it outside. Walk while you talk. You'll be amazed how the minutes slip by, and before you know it, you've hit your 20. My neighbor Barbara does this with her sister every Sunday. They've solved half their problems pacing around the block. So, there you have it. 3 routines to keep you moving, thriving, and enjoying every step of this chapter. Morning mobility to wake up your body, social strolls to lift your spirit, and strength and stability walks to keep you fearless. And remember, it's never too late to start. Your body's been with you through decades of adventures. Why not give it the care it deserves? You know, when I first started walking regularly after turning 70, I'll admit, there were days I didn't feel like lacing up my shoes. Rainy mornings, chilly evenings, or times when the couch just seemed irresistible. Sound familiar? But here's what I've learned. The magic isn't in the walk itself. It's in showing up anyway. It's in those days when you don't feel like it, but you step outside anyway, or even walk laps around your living room. Because life isn't perfect. Some days, your joints might protest. Other days, the weather's miserable. But that's where the real work happens, not in the grand gestures, but in the quiet, stubborn act of keeping going. Take my friend Helen. She lives in Minnesota, where winters can be brutal. Instead of letting snow stop her, she walks the aisles of her local grocery store every morning. I wave at the cashiers, check the produce, and get my steps in, she says. Some days, it's the highlight of my week. And that's the beauty of these routines. They bend, they adapt, they fit your life. Now, let's talk about the big picture. Those 20 minutes a day? They're not just about today or tomorrow. They're about years from now. Every step you take is a down payment on your future, a future where you're still gardening, traveling, playing with grandkids, or finally tackling that hobby you've put off. Walking strengthens your heart, yes, but it also strengthens your spirit. It reminds you that you're still here, still capable, still alive. These notes? They're from folks just like you. People who decided to trust the process, one step at a time. And look at what's happened. More energy, deeper connections, newfound confidence. That's the power of consistency. So let's bring it all together. Morning mobility to wake up your body, social strolls to lift your heart, and strength and stability walks to keep you steady. 3 tools, 1 goal, helping you live fully, fiercely, and unapologetically in this chapter of life. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed a change since you started walking? Made a new friend on your route? Found a creative way to keep moving? Share your story in the comments below. Let's inspire each other. And if you've enjoyed this series, do me a favor, hit that like button. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more tips and stories to help you thrive after 70. Before I go, I'll leave you with this. Aging isn't about slowing down. It's about shifting gears. It's about knowing when to push, when to rest, and when to savor the view. So whatever today looks like for you, whether you're walking a marathon or just to the mailbox, celebrate it. You've earned every step. Here's to your health, your joy, and the countless steps still ahead. Thank you for walking with me.